got a gripe. I've been sharing my being a fired federal employee. Just sharing my journey because I wanted to document, because this never has ever happened in the federal government before, and I've had 22 years experience and I've never seen anything like this. So I'm just sharing it, and I have a YouTube page because not everybody has TikTok. So I wanted to share my journey to help others and also help myself. So they've been getting these comments on YouTube, these negative comments. And I'm just like, these people are crazy. Like, one person told me, what are you going to do? You can't handle it for yourself? Like, girl, no one should ever be fired like this. This should never happen, to be honest with you. Like, the way it's happening, no one should ever have to fend for themselves, figure out what does this mean. You should never fire someone and then deal with it later. You should always do everything up front and then you fire the person. Not in this way, just like somebody say, I gotta fire you, someone fire you today. This is stupid. So then I got another comment talking about the inaccuracies, right? I've been talking about that, like how the communication with my agency has been very stressful. It's been a lot of inaccuracies, but good night. So a lot of inaccuracies or whatever. So the person's talking about, what do you think the public has been dealing with inaccuracies to the public? What the heck are you talking about? What inaccuracies has the public received from federal agencies? You sound dumb. You sound stupid. Come on. Like, don't try and sit there and listen to this propaganda that's been spewed to you about that the federal government workers are so bad because they've been putting out a lot of false, and so let's fire them all. Get out of here.
I just don't think that no one's just talking about this enough, bro. Can someone please tell me why it's so hard to find a normal 9-to-5 job in 2024? Can somebody please tell me that? I'm going to tell y'all something. I used to work at Chick-fil-A last year, right? I worked there from October to probably, I'm going to say around April or something like that. And then basically I got fired for a reason I'm not going to talk about. And then I'm thinking that, hey, this is just a little time to just decide what I want to do in life, because that was my senior year of high school. Now I graduated. Now I'm just trying to find me a new job. Tell me why I went on Indeed, put in so many applications, and did not get a single job. Not a single one. I'm talking about, I applied at Starbucks. I applied at Wendy's. I applied at Car Wash. I applied at Subway, McDonald's. The list goes on. I applied at almost every fast food place that you could ever think of. And I did not get a call back from any last one of them. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all this. I got an email back from Starbucks saying that they're full, they're not hiring, but come on, bro. And I'm saying it'd be the restaurants and businesses that be having saying that the word hire sign out front of their store, out front of their business, be the main ones not calling back. I mean, if y'all are putting up the word hiring sign, ain't the whole point of that is to accept applications or at least give emails or calls back? I'm gonna just tell y'all that trying to find a job in 2024 is not for the weak, but I'm gonna tell y'all that right now.
I got laid off from my job, and so I obviously have a ton of time on my hands now, and I thought maybe I should start a diaries for people who are also unemployed in this job market, and we could just all relate to each other. So to start off, I got laid off from my first job out of college. I worked in finance. So in finance, the base salary is pretty low, and then you get a decent bonus at the end of the year. My boss called me, and I was expecting it to be my yearly bonus, but instead I got laid off. It kind of wasn't a shock because my team was really small and someone else got laid off first who had been there for a really long time. I was new, and I just knew I was next to go. I almost used up all my severance. It's been like 2 months or 3 months now. So this job market has been really tough. But on the bright side, I have so much time now to actually do hobbies and pursue the life that I want to build. So yeah, there are a bunch of pros and cons to being unemployed, and maybe I'll share that in another video.
So college grads are doing everything right. They're getting degrees, they're applying like crazy, but they are not getting jobs. Why is this happening? The unemployment rate for recent grads is 5.8%. That is higher than it's been in decades, and it's much higher than the general population. There are some different theories. One, college degrees may be becoming less valuable. A lot of the entry-level jobs are no longer requiring a degree in order to consider candidates, and of course AI. So as you've probably seen, AI agents, AI technologies, they're able to do the easier tasks. So things like customer service, help centers, data processing, even some coding, is AI is making the individuals that already have jobs so much more efficient that less of the entry-level people are needed. And we will probably continue to see this trend. But if you're listening to this, you're reading news, you're ahead of the curve. Awareness is the key. We need to see what's happening so that we understand how to and how to advise our to pivot. I'm A, your friend who's trying to figure out AI with you. Follow for more news on AI.
I was laid off last month, and it's officially been a little over a month now since I've been laid off. And one of the very first things that I did was make my little sappy LinkedIn post just saying, hi, I'm laid off, I'm unemployed, I'm looking for opportunity, and I want to use my network, and here's what I'm looking for, essentially. Today, I just signed an offer letter. I wouldn't have gotten this opportunity had I not posted my LinkedIn post. I was kind of embarrassed when I first made the post, but I just felt like I had to do it. I have so many connections on LinkedIn. I need to utilize my network, and I think networking is so important. And I had multiple different conversations, but had I not made that post, I wouldn't have gotten this job offer. All this to be said, if you're laid off, you're unemployed, take a chance, make the post on LinkedIn. It doesn't matter if you look or if you're embarrassed, because what's going to happen? Someone's going to read it and be like, oh, that person's laid off. They might know someone, or they might know something in the pipeline that's being worked on where someone's growing a team. You just never know. It's just worth making the post, because even if you get the opportunity just to have a few conversations with someone new, that's someone new that you're adding into your network. And you never know what's going to come back around. Maybe in a year from now, that person will be like, hey, you weren't a fit now, but I thought about you with this opportunity. Would you be interested in a conversation again? So yeah, this is your sign. If you're laid off, it's not the end of the world. Enjoy your time off if you can, and make your LinkedIn posts. It's so worth it.
Hey, my name's Ashley, and I'm one of the tens of thousands of federal employees who were unjustly fired this weekend. And I want to tell you a little bit about how that happened and why, as the American people, we should be really worried about this. When you're hired on as a Fed, you go through something called the probationary period, which sounds like something negative, but really it's just the either 1 or 2 years after you were first hired, where you don't have the full tenure or protections that other senior career federal employees have. So if you're hired with a disability, which is also called Schedule A, as I was, your probationary period lasts for 2 years. So I was hired as a contractor to the NIH in March of 2022. I was hired on as a Fed in September of 2023, and now here we are in 2025, and I still have about 8 months left on my probationary period, if my math is correct. But this is important, okay, so pay attention. The Trump administration has decided that in order to do a wide-scale reduction in force, they are going to just, without any regard for who the people are, what their positions are, or their seniority, whatever, any probationary employee that is still within their 1 to 2 year period is just fired. And that's what happened this weekend in the Department of Health and Human Services and its sister agencies like the National Institutes of Health, which is who I work for. Okay, so probationary employees fired. My colleagues and I all got the same form letter from an unknown HR account saying that we had been fired for performance issues, okay, which, as you can imagine, with no proof to back up performance issues and the exact same form letter sent to all employees, the performance issues really aren't the problem here. So obviously I'm upset, right? I landed in Arizona to visit my grandmother and some other family members, and at 10 o'clock at night I was checking my work email to find this form, termination letter that was sent to everyone else in my position at the agency. So it sucks, right? You don't want to lose your job. You don't want to be fired for political reasons. And there will be class action lawsuits to fight back against this. But that's not really what I'm worried about here. And this is why I want you to pay attention. The team that I worked for at the NIH is the team that directs all of the HIV funding for the entire National Institutes of Health. And HIV funding is what allows researchers to study how to find a cure, for example, or how to implement the treatments that are available so that people who either don't have health insurance or who are poor or who have disabilities or who are homeless are able to access HIV treatment in order to live happy, healthy lives. Okay, so people are just being indiscriminately fired from programs like this. There are also programs at the NIH that study cancer. You know, if your mom got breast cancer last year, for example, the money that is going to these scientists who are employed by the federal government, these are the people who are doing the cancer research, trying to find a cure, trying to figure out the best way to support people who have cancer. Similarly, you know, firefighters are sometimes federal employees. The National Forest Service are federal employees. The Federal Aviation Administration are federal employees who have been fired under this probationary issue, okay? You are worried about air traffic controllers not having, you know, enough people to staff the control towers, and we're having more plane crashes these days. Like, these are people who are being indiscriminately fired. And often the folks who are on probationary periods are the ones who are the most energized. They just got out of their PhD program, for example. They're excited to start. They've committed themselves to a lower paying career in the federal service in order to serve the American people. So these are the people who are being fired. Now, if that doesn't worry you, that stuff is fine with you. You want to see the government cut waste or whatever they're saying their excuse is, that's fine. But if you care about the programs that help people in this country, often the people who have the least amount of resources, this should worry you. Federal employees are not evil bureaucrats that are trying to take American taxpayers. We are the people who are taking lower paying jobs on purpose in order to make sure that the social programs we have in place in this country are carried out. So if you'd like to learn more, leave a comment. I'm happy to make more videos on this issue, but I want people to know what's really going on.
Starting a series to see how long I go without having a full-time job. Job market is absolutely horrible right now. I just graduated with my BFA in graphic design, and right now I'm working 3 jobs to hopefully start saving up to get my master's. But today I worked my corporate job that I'm at part-time from 8 to 3:45. Now I'm at my surfing job that I'm probably working from 5 to 10:30. I'm tired, I'm stressed, and applying for jobs is not just like sending out your resume. When it comes to graphic design, you need to write cover letters. You need to look at the description of what the job is you're applying for. So you have to edit your portfolio, edit your resume, edit your skills, just everything. Just be like...
I just got fired, and I'm kind of happy about it because honestly, I didn't want that funky job anyway. Truth is, the job was stressing me out, causing me anxiety and depression, and truly affecting my mental health. I've been debating quitting for a while now to pursue my passions full time, but with this current economy and job market, I just could not bring myself to make that risk. So God did it for me and forced me into a position in which I have no choice but to pursue my passions. Now, don't get me wrong, I cried my tears, but honestly, they were happy tears, tears of relief, if you will, because I finally feel like I can breathe again. So in the spirit of new beginnings, I'm getting myself together. My mental health, physical health, discovering hobbies, organizing my space, and preparing myself for this fresh new start of pursuing content creation full time. Most importantly, getting my time and peace of mind back. I truly feel like the heaviest weight has been lifted off of my shoulders. I used to dread work every single day, and my days off just felt like an extended lunch break. I was just living until the next time I had to clock in, but not actually living. I only have one life to live, and wasting it in an environment that is bringing me down constantly is just beyond me. So these are your takeaways. A, everything happens for a reason. B, if the space you're in is unhealthy, leave. And C, when God closes one door, he opens 20 others. Bye, babes.
About a year ago, I posted a video saying I don't know if I'm ever going to find a job again because I had been looking for so long and no one had given me anything. This is what has happened since I posted that video. 2 months after I posted that video, I got a job offer. 20 hours a week, $16 an hour. 5 months after I started that job, the entire company shut down. 2 months after that company shuts down, I get another job. I'm a dog walker. The most they can give me is about $300 of work per week. So I get another job. I am a petition circulator. I work 40 hours a week, $19 an hour. I'm great at it. This is amazing. I'm finally making a decent amount of money, and the Florida government passes a law that all but bans petition circulating. So now I am back to dog walking, which again pays about $300 a week. I have a bachelor's degree. I have 4 years of experience in mental health, 10 years of experience in childcare. I have experience in higher education, aquatics, food service. When I was in high school, I tutored refugees in English, and I speak French. And I do not believe that there is any job that I am above. I'm telling you, I got rejected by Taco Bell and Sam's Club. Where are my bootstraps? Because I would love to pull myself up by them. because I would love to pull myself up by them.
Well, friends, the update has arrived. I said fuck that job. Well, actually, they fired me. And you don't want to know why they fired me? They claimed that I wasn't grasping onto the job. The first 2 days of the job, when I was getting trained, I wanted everything perfect. Oh, let me make sure I'm doing it right. All that. Oh, they told me, don't worry about it. It takes people months to learn this job. Just focus on the small stuff. No big deal. 3 weeks goes past. Oh, no worries. You're still new. 6 weeks goes past. Not a big deal. Just focus on this, that, and the third. 4 weeks pass. You're not doing the job right. You think it's best we part ways. I said, what? Fuck these fucking jobs. They had a nerve to tell me, honestly, I hired you because of your personality. I know! The personality hires always get hired. But at the end of the day, when I told you I didn't like the job, personally, I told you, hey, listen, I'm really not enjoying the role. I was told I can get another role. They told me in orientation, if you don't like this role, let us know. We can find somewhere else for you in the company. I tell you, you tell me no. You told me to stay and see how I like it in a few weeks. Settle into it. I said, but I don't like it. It doesn't take me long. I knew the first day I didn't like it. I told you that. Child, fuck these jobs. And you know what I'm gonna do? Not get another job. It's time for me to lock the fuck in because I'm gonna make this business work out. There's no reason why I'm not cooking full time. Zero reason. I've been a private chef. That was fun, and I might still do it every now and again. But it's time to rebrand. Girl, why is you biting on that? Prada. The cat is biting on a fan. Stop it. You're not a baby no more. There's no reason to be teething. What I'm saying is, fuck these jobs. Because I just came to y'all yesterday telling y'all fuck these jobs. You are not meant to be at these jobs. And the day after they fired me, if that's not fate, I don't know what is. Lock in, bitch. It's time to get to work.